In the past, humans lived on Earth as the dominant species. Magic and other intelligent races were all fairy tales and make-believe. Human technological advances reached record highs in the late 2000s. So much so that augmented reality and artificial intelligence existed as a part of daily life. Somewhere in a hidden island, a secret facility discovered that we were not alone. That our world was indeed not what we thought. Deep underground, humans found a door. A door that technology would not work on or around. Secretly, the world governments met and discussed this door. They decided to keep it hidden from the world, fearing the religious backlash that could come from the door's exposure. However, they would continue researching, hoping they would find answers as to what this door was and where it came from. Eventually, the old stories of sorcery and witchcraft began to rise back up in the world. Strange happenings began to occur. Unexplainable events. Deep in the science facility, they had finally found a way to interact with the ether that surrounded the door. And eventually, tragically, it opened. As they gazed upon the void before them, the humans soon realized that the dangerous energies were flowing from the door. Researchers began to exhibit psychotic breakdowns and rapid mutations. These were the first fiends created. Monsters. People who were warped by overwhelming dark energies full of nothing but the need to feed. The facility was quickly quarantined, but with the door remaining open, they could not stop the oncoming disaster. The oncoming years were met with tragedy and suffering as technology for the first time failed us. The destruction the door left in its wake brought with it impossible occurrences. It truly was hell on earth. Demons and monsters roamed the land, burning and destroying without discrimination. It was Armageddon. Many religions were shattered, and humans were united under a single flag, simply to survive. Yet this was not the only deal struck, for you see, from the fire of destruction came a new form. New races spilled from the ashes of a ruined earth. Races strong enough to fight back against the monsters and demons. Humans, with no choice, were forced to become subjects of these new forms of life. And eventually, under their protection, we were able to rebuild much of what was lost. Elves, dwarves, orcs, minotaur, and many more now lived on the surface of Earth, humans among them. The forces of darkness seemingly banished back to whence they came. Few cities remain. Those that do are massive fortresses with huge walls built around them to hold back nature, which has reclaimed most of the planet. Manhattan, Tokyo, Moscow, and Paris are the largest four civilizations standing today. Many other civilizations are out there, but none as heavily fortified as those four. All the races live together in these cities, humans being the weakest and the most discriminated against for their weak affinity to magic. As for the cause of this huge disaster, the team sent back underground to find the door reported that it had vanished, but also that it had left behind what seemed like another world in its wake. Then at its center, a giant monolith that pulsated a purifying light. They returned with more questions than answers, and eventually, even those are forgotten. The year is 3219, 206 years after the end of the calamity. Modern technologies now rely on magic energies known as ether as a power source. There is still a looming danger that one day our use of the ether might cause the calamity to return. But as is custom with intelligent species, greed seems to be running the world, and the signs of a resurgence are there.